Welcome to another video on my channel, Thelifeofjaserina. Today, I wanted to make a video basically giving my younger self advice. And plus, I feel like the times and everything that's going on, I've been like reflecting a lot. I'm always reflecting. I mean, that's never going to stop, but I just feel like, in case that there is anyone tuning in that is between the ages of like 18 and 21, like these are just lessons that I wish I would have understood better when I was between those ages. I'm now 25, I'll be 26 very shortly. And I'm just gonna get right into it. This year has been a hell of a year, but with each year I get so much better. I mature more, and then I also notice things that I need to improve. So the first thing that I want to touch topics on is be lonely until you meet the right people. Don't distract with temporary connections. That could be, temporary connections, whether that be friends, platonic, or romantic. One of the things I didn't understand when I was younger was sometimes being lonely, that doesn't mean that you're lame or you're problematic or you're the problem all the time. It's just you're at a point in your life where you're just trying to figure yourself out and align with things that better align with you where you're at. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of like self-explanatory though. It's okay to just be to yourself. Because there's been so many situations I could have avoided, or emotional damage, or just things that I did that if I would have took the time to just be by myself longer, I would have known better. The second thing, going back on basically being lonely until you meet the right people, is kind of after you go through a long-term relationship, especially one that was actually more like a love bomb or like a toxic trauma bond. Sometimes, you can't help it. When you meet somebody and they've been through a lot of the things you've been through, or they come off like they understand you and support you, and turn around and kind of use that against you, you got to take time before you date somebody else. I say I can't really put a time frame on how long exactly you should take before moving on. I feel like that's something that each person, that differs from person to person. But I know for me, I take a long time to let things go and to process things and to understand things. So I say, I wish I would have went a full-on year completely, or maybe even two, just being single, not moving on, trying to talk to people or anything, because I realized I was just looking for the connection that I had with the last person, and it's don't we want better? Don't we want something different? But I couldn't really understand that when I was, And the next point is be more confrontational. I used to be the person, oh, I don't like confrontation. I just hold things in because I don't want to cause drama. I don't like drama. Baby, that made me more problematic, not only in situations, but to myself, because now you're either being pushed over or people don't take you seriously because you never spoke up about something that bothered you the first time. And with how manipulative society is, and with the whole Me Too movements, not confronting things the minute they got not confronting someone the minute they got you fucked up will really hurt you more than keeping the peace, because you're not keeping the peace, maybe with everybody else, but not with yourself. I literally lost my mind trying to be the peaceful one because I was too afraid to ruffle some feathers. And really, if a person can't accept how you feel and take that in consideration, if a person really care about you or anybody, whether it's platonic, romantic, family, like if people can't hear you out and don't care to hear how they affected you or excuse me, I'm thirsty as fuck. What's bothering you, it wasn't meant for you to keep the peace with the person anyway, because they too comfortable with you not being at peace. So that's a point there. Another thing I wish I would have did when I was younger more, well actually it's not even younger, like right now. I be getting triggered. I be real like sensitive about stuff, and I be feeling the need to defend myself a lot or explain myself, over explain like my intentions, when it's like, bruh, who do these people be thinking they are that they feel like they always are needing an explanation on why you don't want to engage or why you don't want to go back and forth. Like, I learned that I have to sometimes let people be loud and wrong, because you can sit there and talk to a person, you can sit there and try your hardest to prove like your intent, and because that person just genuinely doesn't see you the way, like they have this, they already made their mind up about you. So it's no point of going out your way to try to, and then I don't know, like I'm burnt out when it comes to empathy. Like, so I'm still trying to learn to gain it back to not be in this like robotic mode. Like I catch it myself where like I have to definitely, I'm burnt out. Like, but I'm be good. It's just, I definitely realize like when you're so understanding of others and you don't even take that same like understanding and consideration with yourself, you play yourself in the end. This is kind of random, but it definitely something I should have, cause I dealt with two different men. Now I'm not trying to bash people who have kids and want to date, cause you need love too, and sometimes things don't work out with baby mama, baby daddy. I get that. But one of the things like that I learned is to never believe a man living with his baby mama is single. It should be common sense, but it was not. Me being someone that was slightly a little sheltered with that type of stuff, like the first time it was like, okay, but it's no excuse. Like if it don't matter, like they still living, just run. Like don't even like, even if like, because people would tell you anything. And yeah, I feel like that's self-explanatory. I don't need to explain that any further. But another thing, like I dealt with weird past friends. Any girl, this is a more, I can't speak for men, but like I definitely went through this, and I caught myself thinking, oh, this person is my friend, but no. You should never be friends with a girl that knows her dude likes you. Just because, one, her sense of self-worth is so terrible that instead of breaking up with the guy, she will keep you close and keep you near just to torture herself and make it seem like you're the Jezebel, or like you're trying to come onto her man whole time. Like, no, your man was never loyal to you, and you thought taking him the way that you did, which was unloyal, that he would stay loyal to you. Like, I just learned, like, you can't be friends with women that are always jealous of other pretty women or always trying to compete with the next pretty face. Like, you just can't be friends with them. They will play like they your friend, invite you to everything, and be very passive aggressive. I even had this friend try to tell me, oh, don't sit behind my boyfriend, or don't, you feel me, don't do this. And it's like, girl, like, I do not want that nigga. do you know something? And then that's how I kind of put two and two together. Like, you obviously know that your partner finds me attractive, and instead of being a grown woman and choosing yourself, you rather attack everybody else. Another thing that I would have taught myself, that I wish I would have known between the ages of 18 and 21, never let someone that you're dating isolate you. Because I can't speak for everybody, but when you go through certain traumas, you start to attach to people who also been through trauma just because you have something in common, a sort of trauma, which is why trauma bonds happen. Sometimes I can't really speak for everybody. Sometimes it is, you know, you learn like, okay, we trauma bonded. Some people can keep it going without it getting toxic, but like when it gets to the point where you can't connect anywhere else besides trauma, like for example, I had a bunch of friends, or what I thought was friends. Um, the only thing we had in common is that we like to smoke or just, you know, do shit that nothing wrong with it, but it was like I feel like they only could connect with me when I was at my lowest, like when I didn't have the backbone to really be confrontational, like shading me in my face and thinking like trying to play it off as a joke. Like it was a lot of shit that I let slide, and I realized the only reason I did it is because I was not at a point or at a um I didn't like have the self-esteem that I do now. But yeah, like those type of people will try to isolate you and talk you into walking away from something toxic just for you to walk into something even more toxic, because it happens. So you definitely got to be careful who you go to when you're vulnerable, because some people will literally take that vulnerability and twist it around their finger and have you thinking that they're trying to help you and support you, and really they just want you low like them. They want you to be lonely like they are. They don't have anybody, and they're trying to talk you into thinking that you don't have anybody. So now you alone with somebody who really didn't even care about you. They just want to see you at the point that they are. Let's see, because I'm reading off my notes. Another big one. Now I'm not gonna speak for everybody, because some people have family members that genuinely have their best interests at heart. And of course, you know, deep down you want to believe, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but there are times where you should not let your family make decisions for you, whether that be love, career. They can give you advice, but you really can't. At the end of the day, the person that is living the life is you. Um, Sometimes there are times when family can want to vicariously live through you, and they want to see you do things that they couldn't do, or they feel like you should be doing things that they wish they could do, and they kind of get a little controlling. At least I know a little bit from experience, like sometimes things get a little weird when you start kind of doing things that are not traditionally accepted by the family or just in general. And a big lesson to me was, because I felt like for such a long time I was performing and doing things just to make others happy and keep people comfortable. But then I realized, like, now I'm 25, medicated, and it's not their, you know, it's not their, you know, nobody's fault. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and, but it's just like when you let somebody control your, like when you fully put your life in somebody else's hands, knowing that you don't even want to do the same things. And that's not to say that family isn't successful or doesn't have good advice or goals, but it's just like you genuinely have to live for yourself, because somebody else's sense of success and happiness could be completely different from yours, and that's really what happened with me. Like, I'm like, I am not, one thing, anybody that knows me know I'm not extremely materialistic. I just want a simple, I just want to be happy. My main thing is making sure that I'm happy. I'm able to just do the little things that I like to do, and I figure everything else along the way. Like, I that's just how I have to do things. But yeah, you should never let someone have a say so that you wouldn't even want to be like you don't even see. Another thing too on that, like I said, like, if they're not somebody that you genuinely want to be like, you really shouldn't listen to their advice, because how could someone who don't even want to do what you do tell you how to do it, or who has never did something that you did tell you how to do it? And another thing that I wish, a hard pill that I'm still trying to swallow to this day, being taught that if you be nice, if you be good, nothing bad will happen to you, or people will be nice to you back. That ain't even ideal. Unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way. Some people, got their reasonings, but, you gotta, in this world, you gotta want to be kind without a reward. In this world, you gotta do good without a reward. That just shows someone's character, like choosing to be kind even though they've been treated a weird way, or they've, their kindness wasn't appreciated. So that's something that to keep in mind. Like, I'm not saying just be mean and stuff, but just have discernment, and just know, like, I had to learn, like, not to take it personal. I'd really be mad. I'd be like, I was so nice to this person, and they still, like, it's like, hey, like, people be going through stuff, and they got their own reasonings. And another thing, I had to learn, like, if you want something done a certain way, you have to do it yourself sometimes. Like, it's been so many collabs that I wanted to do, but people, they'll swear they want to support you and help you, but they're still being very picky on how they help you. They're still being very selective on what they want to offer as far as information. Like, they'll gatekeep certain stuff. It's just weird. So, like, sometimes they always try to scare people with saying, oh, you can't do everything alone. True, you do need some sense of support or something, but, like, sometimes you do have to, like, start alone at least. Sometimes you end up ending alone, but, like, if isolation and solitude works best for you, sometimes, like, because I feel like I work better and I get stuff done better when I'm by myself. Like, single, ain't out with a bunch of people that really don't align with me. Like, I just do better like that. And another thing I had to learn too is don't share things until you got it done, because I guess when it comes to, like, spirituality or religion, it ain't even got nothing. I just genuinely believe in energy. And, like, you could tell somebody, hey, I'm about to get married, and for some reason, after you done told the wrong person, now everything is going left. Now you're getting overwhelmed because people are, it's always nice to fully express something when you 100% know that it's official and it's done and it's ready. Like, I can't get too deep into, like, why, but it's just like it's just learning to see, like, how people will treat you before they know that you have accomplished something. If you let people not know something, you'll see exactly where you stand with them. Like, for example, me being someone that doesn't drive, let's say, You wait a while, you don't tell anybody, and just pop up like boom. But during that time, motherfuckers was treating you weird as hell. Like, you ain't even trying. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. So yeah, it's always best to just hold off on it, on sharing with certain people, like at least. And another thing which is highly important, because I'm so sick of people feeling like time passed means that's an apology. Time passing meaning that you don't remember anything, or that you're supposed to act as if nothing happened because time passed. And the crazy part about it is, time passing, sometimes for some people things can be so traumatic that time is stuck in place. Like, you don't get to dictate how someone processes trauma or pain or things that they dealt with, so just assuming, for God's sake, it's been years, you're still upset. Oh well, maybe you shouldn't have did the shit you did. Like, people for some reason feel so entitled to your healing and how you should feel about things. And whole time, that same person that's accusing you of holding grudges still doing it their damn self. So it just be like, take the time you need. And I even got to a point where it's like, there's no need to rekindle. Like, you could be forgiven without being in somebody's face all day. You can be peaceful and agree to disagree and accept a person for who they are without being in their face. Like, if it give me more peace to not be around you, that's what I'm gonna do. And lastly, which I'm learning, which is like my little way of getting back into making content, because I let people who would be way too scared to even post themselves on the internet, being wrong, like just period, like just scared to be creative, try to make me feel like I'm lame or like I'm corny because I'm starting something and I'm not the best at it right away. Like, you don't learn and you don't get better at something if you have to perfect it the first time. Like, you're not gonna be perfect the first time. Like, this channel I've been doing for years, and it started off me not knowing what the hell I was doing editing wise. It started off, just content period. Like, I was never the type to be a social media person or none of that. Like, I was always a shy, like soft spoken, non-confrontational. But until I learned, like, I'm not the best at speaking publicly, but I wanted to start. I didn't have the biggest following. I don't have the biggest, I don't have a lot of like friends or people that I could easily be put on with, so it's okay to literally start something and not be good at it right away. And with each time you put effort in towards it, not only, it's not for anybody else. I feel like a lot of times, like, you're trying to do stuff for other people, and it's like, or at least I'll speak for myself, to try to prove your progress. And it's like, no, it's really me versus me. It's me just competing with myself, trying to be the best person, better than the person I was yesterday, or a month ago, or a year ago. So I'm definitely getting better, and each time, like, I do, of course I'm human, I do things that it be like, girl, but it's like, hey, at least I'm willing to get on here and admit, like, yeah, I'm not the best at doing everything that I've tried right off bat, like, not the best, but it's just like the fact that I built the courage to try it. A lot of people fail in life because they're always, I wish I could have did that, I wish I could have, dealing with the failure of never trying something or attempting it can be just as terrible as trying it and failing. So it's like, you fail yourself regardless if you don't even try. But yeah, like, this is just me easing back into trying to get back into uploading content. I'm not quite sure of the scheduling, how I want to be, but I probably am going to be more casual about it. Probably going to just upload when I feel like it. yeah, so I genuinely hope that, if you watched this far, that it, motivated you in some way and you could take it for yourself and even find some things that you would have told yourself if you were younger or things that you would tell yourself now, because I'm only 25, so I know I'm not super old or super elder. Like, I'm still growing. I just read recently that the brain don't stop developing or you don't stop maturing until like 30. So I got ways to go. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you leave a like, comment how you're feeling if you're comfortable, and I hope you subscribe. And that's it.